a bashful couple from Bath have avoided having the birds and the bees conversation with their kids by advertising for a sex tutor. The successful candidate will talk to the children about topics such as periods, pregnancy and masturbation. What do we think on that?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, you know, as you know, my children are home educated, and I've suddenly realised they've missed out on that thing of having the group, you know, giggly chat about sex. So I'm actually looking at the moment for somebody to come and do it for a group of home ed kids. Because...
Would you do it?
Well, the thing is, I tried the other day with Kiki and Maddie and said, listen, I think we're going to sit down and we're going to have this sex, we're going to do periods and we're going to have this sex chat. And they were like, I said, yes, and Daddy can be there too. And no. And I thought, you know, it was such a visceral response. I thought, this is because I'm your mum.
Yeah.
I'm okay with talking about it, but I get that you don't necessarily... I mean, I remember Mark saying he once asked his mum, it was the biggest mistake of his childhood, he asked his mum what an orgasm was, and 40 minutes later she was still talking.
That was a long one.
Yeah. And she was quite a hippie, he vowed he would never ask another sex question.
That's very unusual. I would have expected the answer to be, I don't know, ask your father.
Well, maybe the fact she was a lesbian had something to do with it, and so it was only going to be another woman. But he was just like, and he said it was just awkward. I didn't want my mum to...
I'd feel upset if Betsy was feeling like that about me talking to her about those things.
But I think it's just a rite of passage. I think children get uncomfortable with their parents.
That's when you realise that to your child, you're just mum.
Yeah.
You think you're cool and you'll be able to embrace any subject and talk about anything with them, but actually, they really don't want to hear that from mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know when I was trying to tell Maddie when she'd been put off the idea of sex by the sex education lesson that she'd had when she was at school, she's the older one, and I said, oh, you've got to understand it's a really beautiful thing, it's a lovely thing, it's really fun. She was like, now you really are making me sick, Mum. I literally want to throw up. And I think you have to hear that from them, that we're not always the right person to talk in detail about it. I mean, imagine talking to your mum about masturbation. That would ruin it for you, because then you would always have her in your head.
Yeah, true. True.
Do you know, you're making me remember...
Know what I mean?
When I went away to college, my dad got this picture of the McLean clan. It's because obviously Clan McLean, and it's this picture of this man in a kilt going, and he's looking down the way, and he put it above my bed.
To stop you masturbating?
No! And you know, I had a boyfriend at the time, so just to stop any...
That's what it was.
So just used to turn it round. Just used to turn it to face the wall. So instead of like that, he was like that.
We've gone a bit off where we were supposed to go with that. What were we talking about?
I think
That's a bit different, though, talking about, like, masturbation. I think that'd be a tougher conversation to have.
Why? It's still sex.
I don't know.
You see, now you've got your parameters about it. So, of course, your child is going to... Like, oh, no, that's a bit too close to
the only thing that would be wrong with hiring somebody to the bone.
Do you know, I think it depends on the age of the child.
I was just going to say that the only thing that's wrong with hiring somebody in to do it is surely you have to... I didn't mean that either. But I'll just shut up.
I think
everything's a double entendre today.
It depends on the age of the child and how
age appropriate.
What is the right age? Because Betsy's only 7, so I don't know. When do you start having these conversations?
Well, I mean, if you have a little boy, you know, like mum's at home, you'll be watching home going, yeah, I know what you mean. In terms of little boys, things happen. You know, when they're babies, when they're tiny little babies, even if they just need the loo, and little boys kind of find themselves quite early on. And I think you know what I mean.
Spiritually, Andrea.
No, physically. And I think it's really important to not be, oh, that's dirty or anything like that. Just to let it be that it's a normal, natural thing.
But that's my point. I feel like if I'm talking about it, then it doesn't feel like that. Whereas if I said somebody's coming in to talk about it with you, then it would feel a little bit more like...
We're glad you're bringing this back. We were talking about bringing in a tutor.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, I think.
And what are you thinking of?
What did you think she's...
No, I don't know.
I mean, they're not going to literally show you what to do. They're going to talk in an abstract way. Are your face? No, they're not going to show you.
all right.
No, you've got 4 sons.
What have I got?
Did you have the conversation with them?
No, I think they had very good sex ed at school, but I was always there if they wanted to ask the occasional question.
And did
I would
they?
always answer it and then stop.
What, just matter of factly? Just matter of factly, or would you
Totally matter of factly, and then afterwards go into another room and shake. What are they going to ask next? But luckily, I mean, they went to a school with lots of other boys, and they talked these things through anyway, I think. I mean, I used to hear amazing stories of their sex education classes. They were so progressive, their school. They had, they had model ejaculating penises, frankly. And they all went,
I love that, frankly.
And they all went mad with them, apparently. They were all shooting each other with them.
Do you know what's really interesting?
Was it like Bugsy Malone?
Yes!